Recorded live at Carolla One Studios with Adam Carolla and board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. You're listening to The Adam and Dr. Drew Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on a jet bed. I'm going to get it on. That Drew 457. Dig specialist. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, so much. Nice mention by Rogan about your construction background.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, it was the first time I'd heard that sort of acknowledged that way. You know what I mean? In the sense that people send around your videos about the pathetic response to the fire site and, you know, the lack of ability to get permits for construction and the Palisades. But he just said it very succinctly, like he knows what he's talking about. He's dealt with this he comes from construction. He predicted it on day one, and that was that.
Yeah, people. Let's break this down. I'm having a seizure. Oh, I have thoughts. All right. Because I brought that male-female article in that I sent you that I was reading again and sort of underlining things. And here's what I've kind of
read an article.
9 pages printed out, bro. It's a lot of reading for this,
and with intention.
With intention. What I've sort of figured out is with me and a field of expertise, and I've been drilling down on this for quite some time because I think it's important, even though I'm not sure at the time why it's important. But I notice women and dumb dudes are real dismissive of expertise, you know, and it's a lot of like, I'll go sort of extreme examples, but like Maria Alonso Consuela Conchita Sanchez, who's a district select woman of San Diego, tells Elon Musk to get the fuck out. Yeah. That dope doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
We don't need him. Right. What's he ever done? Okay, Dumbo. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's how they talk.
Yes.
All the time. And I've noticed dumb people do that. Women do it a lot, and dumb people do it. They go, they don't really recognize expertise.
Listen.
And by the way, it's intentional because they don't have to then listen to you.
Well, it's also narcissistic, right?
Yes.
Because I remember that a lot when I was in medical school and residency. I did a lot of hanging out in gyms and working out when I could. Mm-hmm. And guys would always come up to me and go, Dumbos. And come up and go, yeah, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Right.
And I'm like, do you understand how hard it was for me to get here?
Right.
And they would say it with complete like, yeah, I'll turn my attention that way one of these days. And I'm going to do that. So part of the lack of understanding of expertise is an abject, it's Dunning-Kruger, an abject lack of understanding of what goes into expertise.
Right. Yeah, but it's also the groundwork for not listening to the person. There's an agenda that is attached to it that is there to sort of set the table of, you know, Elon Musk, what's that guy know? You know, they do a lot of like I'll tell you the people that do it a lot. The people who answer their own questions, they go, Elon Musk, what's that guy know?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, okay, he doesn't know anything.
Yes.
You're right.
Right.
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right. You fucking chick with 9 Latin surnames who's running San Diego into the ground. You have a much greater understanding of how to run companies or cities or build whatever. There are all these people. And so they're constantly trying to, well, I mean, there's sort of an extreme version of it, you know, when they go, what's Donald Trump want? He wants cruelty.
Oh, yeah.
Cruelty to kids. Cruelty to those who look different than him. No, he's a builder who wants to fix shit. And he's in a hurry.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
And
but
then
they want you to acknowledge me and talk.
Right.
Talk to me.
Well, I'm reading this article, which I suggest you guys all read. It's by Helen Andrews, and it's in Compact Magazine,
entitled
"The Great Feminization."
Yeah.
Now, actually, I was thinking about it, and Andrew if you can find the beginning of the pilot of The Man Show, which I think we must have written in like 98, because it was a pilot on ABC before it was a Comedy Central
and we'd
show.
been on Loveline a couple of years at that point when you went to air.
That is correct.
And we went to Loveline was...
But we didn't go to air.
No, but Loveline was like 97, really, when we were in full swing, right?
No, you just said when you went to air. But Man Show sat for a year before it went to air.
Yeah.
But we had to do the pilot, which we must have written in 97 or 98.
Yeah.
So now we're 25 plus. We're coming on to 30 years old. And in the opening scene on the Hoover Dam, we were talking about the great feminization wave that was coming over the city.
Little did you know that one of you would be completely subsumed by it.
Dragged out to sea, clinging to a tampon for life. To stay afloat, the great feminization is the name of this article from 10 minutes ago.
Written by a woman. Yeah.
And the reason I try not to make a deal of that, because part of the problem we've gotten into in this society is, well, you're not black. I have black friends.
Yeah.
This guy, this guy's a black guy.
Yeah.
He likes Trump. It's like, fuck off. I can have opinions.
Yeah.
These people all the time, it's like, how can you talk about the black community? How the fuck can I talk about any community?
Right.
I have opinions, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
What do you know about what do I know about women? What do I know about dogs?
Right.
You're not a black lab. Yeah, but I have thoughts. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I have thoughts about UPS drivers. I don't drive for UPS.
Yeah.
Do you understand how thoughts work?
Yes.
It's like, fuck off. You have to
I've
be,
always hated
have to be
that.
like a black woman to,
Listen,
fuck off.
It started in medicine where people were like, if you're not a recovering person, how can you do addiction medicine? It's like, would you have to have cancer and each kind of cancer to be an oncologist? What are we talking about
I
here?
built people super expensive custom homes and lived in an apartment.
Right.
How are you able to build a
Right.
Because I know how to build a custom home, and then I go home to my shitty apartment.
Right.
That's how I do it.
Right.
I don't live in the custom home. Right. Okay. We have the beginning, and I haven't seen this in a million years, but it struck me as we're talking about it, as I was reading the feminization, that this is, almost 30 years old in its inception.
But hang on a second. Don't air it yet. Because for some weird reason, this opening stayed with me like some sort of...
Monkeys farting?
Well, that stayed with me too.
I know. That's true. His favorite bit.
No, but this thing of you guys, I remember you guys putting your hands. I haven't seen it in 20 years. You guys put your hand on the wall and lean into the thing, and it stayed with me. Some sort of like moment. Like I didn't fully get it. Obviously, I was a acolyte of the other side in this, and I'm part of the problem, of course.
Yes, you are.
Apologies.
Yes,
Wherever I can apologize, I will. But it's weird that it stayed with me so vividly because I knew it meant something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just didn't fully understand it.
All right, sorry.
Okay, here we go.
6.6 million tons of concrete, harnessing nearly 1 trillion gallons of water.
16,000 men spent half a decade building it. They lived in shacks and tents along its base without drinking water, toilets, or shelter from the desert heat.
More than 100 of these men gave their lives to this dam. Their bodies are paved over in its walls. Its 2 million kilowatt capacity powers the greatest city in the world, Las Vegas.
And just as these heroic men did more than 60 years ago, we are building a dam.
A dam to hold back the tidal wave of feminization that is flooding this country.
A dam to stop the river of estrogen that is drowning us in political correctness.
A dam to urinate off of when we're really drunk.
We call this dam The Man Show.
Now, when did The Man Show first air? That's the question. Because that is from the pilot.
Yeah.
And the pilot was shot for ABC.
Yes.
So it was June 1999. So
Yeah.
this would have been a year earlier,
Yes.
which would have been 98.
Yeah.
And then we would have conceived and written this before that.
Oh, you were talking about
obviously.
this shit when we were doing a Love Line for sure before that.
Yeah. So now we're there.
Yeah.
Okay. But somebody saw it coming.
But who?
The guy who everyone says, shut up, don't listen to him, or you're wrong.
Right. Without being critical of Jimmy, how would he look at this now? Would he feel I was wrong to have said that? Would he say things have changed? I've changed my. I'm sweat. How would he look at his position now versus then? I've matured. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he would say he's evolved or something.
Yeah.
I guess.
Would he say that was a false premise? It just didn't exist, and it no longer, because that's what a lot of the pushback is now. It's just a talking point. Far right. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Well,
you were far right then, right? 25 years ago.
I highlighted
almost 30 years ago.
That's what I said
Jesus
5 minutes ago.
Christ.
Female, this is according to this article, but this is kind of what we're dealing with. Female group dynamics favor consensus and cooperation.
Yeah.
Men order each other around, but women can only suggest and persuade.
Yes.
Any criticism or negative sentiment, if it absolutely must be expressed, needs to be buried in layers of compliments. That's what women do. The outcome of a discussion is less important than the fact that the discussion was held and everyone participated in it. The outcome of the discussion
doesn't matter.
Is less important than the fact that we had it. Remember, I told you all those times when I talked to my ex-wife, she'd be satiated. She'd go, I called the cable company.
Yeah.
And what happened? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
But we had the conversation.
Yeah.
And then I would tell you all the dumbos on the city council, all the Yenta cows would all get together and argue about homelessness and then go to lunch, and then that would be that.
Yeah.
And nothing would come out the other end. And then I showed you when Karen Bass was sitting there with Trump, and Trump was like, hurry, build, hurry, clean these lots and start building. She's like, whoa, slow down. And then I started calling it process.
Yes,
Process,
that's what
people.
It's
process. We have a majority feminine mindset in Los Angeles, and we sit and we talk.
You know what's interesting?
And nothing ever happens because it's a feminine thing.
Yeah. And female process addiction is about talking. Male process addiction, porn.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
Yes. So the article goes on. The most important sex difference in group dynamics is attitude to conflict. In short, men wage conflict openly while women covertly undermine and ostracize their enemies.
Of course.
Right. Okay. And get nothing done. And get nothing done.
And build coalitions to
Right. And get nothing done. Yeah. Okay. So if you're going to live...
And by the way, that first sentence, if you'd read that to me in 1999, I would have said immediately, yeah, that's right. They're better. You see,
female group dynamics favor consensus and cooperation. Men order each other around.
I would have gone, okay, see, Adam, I told you.
Right.
That's what I got wrong.
It sounds good.
Apologies.
Right. But if you live in a city that has a feminine dynamic, then you shall get nothing done.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. And by the way, you're not saying all women are feminized.
No.
Marine Le Pen,
whoever wrote
Maloney,
this art, Helen Andrews is not feminized.
Maloney, Le Pen.
Oh no, there's plenty of them. And then there's Gavin Newsom, who wears a cadre of bracelets and crosses his legs deeper with a deeper cross than Obama.
Somebody needs to do a study of feminization and leg crossing.
He's full chick. Well, but I mean, you have to. Justin Trudeau's a fucking bitch. I mean, he's just a chick, 100%. Now, that's how Obama's that way. That's how they present. Now, I'm sure Obama's a douche off whatever, I'm sure he's horrible, but he presents. Yeah. That's why he does the super steep leg cross and sits in a sort of posture and chooses his words. He's very feminine, but I'm sure processy. It's all process. Yeah. And I told Andrew to pull a short audio clip of Trump talking about building noises, by the way, which is, it makes me laugh because I've told everyone Trump's a builder.
Yeah.
And builders are in a hurry.
They're in a hurry, and they got to get the right subs. You've taught me.
You got to get
which is an interesting new thing that I had not thought about.
You have to have all the right subs.
And
otherwise,
you got to fire them. Otherwise, just gone. Next.
You
next,
can't
next.
work fast if you don't have the right subs.
Yeah.
But this is him. It's funny.
This again, I'm going to get a ballroom built, and we're putting up our own money with the government is paying for nothing. You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound. Other people don't like it. I love it, Josh. I think when I hear that sound, it reminds me of money. In this case, it reminds me of lack of money because I'm paying for it. So it's the opposite.
All right, here's the point.
But it's
My mom would be annoyed by the sound of building.
And she'd be outraged by that whole.
She didn't like that. He said money. He said building.
Yeah.
We don't like it.
Yeah.
Now let's get him off the. Yeah, he couldn't hang with the LA City Council.
Hang on now. I'm just thinking. What was the? I'm not going to even ask you this question. I'm going to state it. Their ultimate complaint, ultimately, that what would be superior to the money and construction is too many people, right? That's always what they complained about. Your mom and her type. Overpopulation. Overpopulation.
You got to say overpopulation. Too many people. Could mean
sorry.
The room
Too
was
many people in
crowded.
the world. So
Too many people.
So your mom would literally be relieved and supportive of the drop in the birth rate now that's going on.
They didn't like anything that involved progress. They liked everything was
For sure,
regressive.
but they
wanted
also
to-
did not like people. Really, get right down to it. They didn't like
well,
people. Too many people.
They felt that people hurt the planet.
Yeah.
And so if if people weren't people, they were just aphids, and we lived in a garden, then they'd want less aphids because they love the garden.
Right.
And that's the way they looked at people.
That's right. Which is not a deep appreciation of the human experience.
I don't know that you had that for the human experience. All right, we'll take a quick break. Be right back after this. On the theme of me being right about everything all the time and forever, somebody
Took a while, but
listen. Here's how you want to know how long it takes for me to be right?
30 years.
No, there's no time. There's no actual calendar set to it.
What are you asking exactly?
How long it takes for people
Not
for,
time.
for me to be right.
I'm going to struggle with this. Like for consensus to be
I'm
built.
setting
People
up a
have to-
joke. Just shut up.
Okay, go ahead. See, I don't know when you're being serious. When
I
you're setting
know
up a joke.
it's not 30 years, and it's not 10 years. It's the amount of time it takes for people to forget what I said initially,
Oh yeah.
and then we can go to it.
Yes.
Right. That's how it works. They have to initially forget what I was talking about the whole fucking time, and then we can embrace some new thing, which is new to them, but it's old to me because that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
The peanuts. We tweeted it out, Andrew, which is it turns out you got to expose very young infants to peanuts, so they won't be allergic.
That's right.
Because everyone was allergic to peanuts, and then we took all the peanuts out of the house.
Think about this. Why very young? Why infant? Why?
Right.
Because the immune system is different in that age group.
Yes.
Therefore, unlimited vaccines is a good thing to an evolving immune system. Is that good? Bad? I don't know.
Look, these fucking safety. By the way, it's another feminine thing. This safety uber alles bullshit is getting people killed.
Yes.
In 15 years, in 50 years, we'll all be chicks. I wrote about this in my book, and now it turns out research drone. Turns out the research
Could have just asked Adam.
Turns out that the peanuts are important. Exposure, as Drew talks about. I remember going into a friend's house about 18 years ago, and I was just sitting in his kitchen. It was kind of a modest thing, and I knew he didn't have a bunch of good food for me to eat like a Drew's house. But I said, man, I'm hungry. I just want to get a scoop of peanut butter. And he said, yeah, no peanut butter. And I said, oh, man, you always keep some peanut butter. Get a nice scoop of peanut butter. And he goes, yeah, oh, no, we got it out of the house. I go, what was it out of the house? Oh, my daughter's allergic. I go, your daughter's 6 months old.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but I go, well, she's in a crib in the other room. Yeah, but the wife said, let's get out of the house.
Oh, my God.
I said, well, just put it up on a, I don't fuck, for it.
Yeah.
Put it up on the shelf. Just put it up in the cabinet up top where the glasses are. Yeah, I know, but she wanted it out. By the way, this is a problem because if that bitch is coming at me, I go, fuck off. I want my peanut butter. I'm not going to put it in her crib, but I think I'm responsible enough to own peanut butter. And by the way, they're allergic to peanut butter? Really? Is everyone allergic to peanut butter? But also, the peanut butter that's in the kitchen up on the upper shelf is not going to find its way into the infant's hands. So, no, I'm not going to go put the peanut butter in the garage, you crazy cow. But he just went and removed it from the house, which is the problem. That's the problem. Guys should have went fuck off. If you want to, listen, bitch, if you want to be nuts, do it on your dime. I'm not crazy. I can live in a house with peanut butter.
My appreciation for my father-in-law is going up so much these days. He spent 2 years in the hull of a ship in the Pacific during World War II, came out, became an engineer after the GI Bill, worked for Ford Aviation for a while, then got fired in the giant layoffs of the 70s, ended up buying hardware stores. And he took my wife at a very young age, like 4, and brought her into the garage all the time, taught her to fix things. Toilets, plumbing, carpentry, everything. Way better than I am.
Oh, yeah.
And I crossed my legs, man.
Yeah,
So-
deep cross. Pioneer.
And the point is, I can't remember exactly what happened, but the other day we had something go wrong. I think it was a plumbing thing. And she just got on it, just like fixed it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good.
You got to, I mean, you don't got to, but when you own a home with multiple bathrooms and things like that, it's nice to have somebody who knows their way around under that roof.
Yeah.
Agreed. Andrew, the article, by the way, which you took down, which is fine, but I did kind of want to see what the peanut article is, but I'll paraphrase. You got to expose kids. And when I say kids, I mean infants.
The CNN article.
Yeah.
Advice to feed babies peanuts early and often help 60,000 kids avoid allergy, study finds. Okay. So how long did it take that one to come for us to forget about what you said?
We just had to wait till we forgot about what I was saying.
I'm saying, how long did that take this time?
I don't know. Andrew, maybe not for this show.
Well, you know what's weird? I'm just thinking all this stuff is very familiar to me that you've been saying it since the 90s. My question is, how long before that were you saying it?
I'm sure I always thought about it, and I was talking to guys on a construction site, so it didn't really, it wasn't chronicled.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't into a microphone.
I can bear witness.
And now it was chronicled.
So
Peanut
it may have
allergy.
been 40 years, right? That you were.
I've always
these things.
listen. Here's what I've always done, and Andrew, you can see if in 50 years we'll all be chicks, my first book. And I don't know if it's on the computer and you can just write peanut or allergies or something like that, I think. But I must have written about it. I would sit around and hear stories. Now, the one you like the best, actually you don't like it the best, but I cite it the most, which is the high schoolers from the Catholic school went to Maui and annoyed dolphins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, man can't swim faster than 3 miles an hour, and the dolphins swim at 30 miles an hour. So I don't know how much annoying was going on.
Right.
Be like guy in wheelchair annoys Usain Bolt. I don't think so. I think he could just get away from him if he wanted to. So I hear stories like I would sit around on a construction site going, how's everyone allergic to peanuts when I've never met anyone who was allergic to peanuts? And how come when I was in school, not that long ago, 15 years ago, nobody was allergic to peanuts, and now everyone's allergic to peanuts, and they have to have a peanut-free zone and a special bench for people who want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and Southwest is going to, and I go, no, something's wrong. I don't buy it.
Same with autism, right?
Yeah, same with everything. I don't, none of the shit started. Human biology does not evolve or devolve everything. Yeah, you got to drink. Okay, you take your weight, then you translate that then into ounces, and then every hour you drink 200 ounces of water. No. How come everyone was skinny when they didn't drink water? No one carried water. Everyone was skinny. How do you explain nobody carrying water and everyone being skinny, and now you must drink water in order to maintain your weight and lose weight, but everyone is fat? So I don't buy it.
And then football. Just
Right.
our experience with football in the
Right.
70s.
No water. So I would sit around and know what was happening all the time. And then stuff like COVID comes in and blah, 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 blah. And that's like, all right, I don't, we're going to mask up in between bites, stuff like that. Now, mask up in between bites is like an absurd extreme of what not to listen to.
Yes.
But the peanut thing and the autism thing and the transgender thing and the hydrate thing, that's pretty discernible too. It's not as patently insane as masking up in between bites, but it's one strata below in the what the fuck are these people talking about? I'm no longer listening.
Well, the safety uber alles thing is the sort of
Big problem.
Yeah, that's
that people don't think is a big problem.
Well,
Well-
you said it, so they have to catch up with you.
Drew,
Yeah.
in the safety uber alles thing.
Yeah.
Now, because you think safety uber alles is about removing the peanuts from the Southwest flight on the off chance that somebody's going to have an allergic reaction.
No, I think
No.
I
Okay,
think
go ahead.
I just think about many, many, many other things, including a total denial of death.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're just
There's a lot of, but there's a lot of,
hysteria.
put the helmet on,
Yeah.
when most people think about safety, they think about airbags and crumple zones and stuff like that.
It's the opposite of, hey, let's go forth, let's explore.
Right. But there's an even deeper, broader safety uber alles thing that's not just about elbow pads and helmets when you're skateboarding and that, like a very focused kind of thing.
Yeah.
When I've yelled at you about building and permitting and red tape and codes and codes, right? And I was I'm looking at this place that they're starting to get to work on PCH, and I'm looking at what they're doing, and they're drilling these caissons into the ground that are 6 stories deep, and they're doing them all over the place. And I said to the guy, the foreman over there, I go, what do you got into the foundation? By the way, not before you can see any. There's nothing above the soil.
Right.
It's just a soil line. He goes, $2 million plus. Okay, so
For one house.
a small house.
Yeah.
2,000 square foot.
Yeah.
I said, so what I'm saying is it's safety. It's safety. It's safety. Okay, but it doesn't need to be this safe. You do not need caissons going 6 stories into the ground. It's crazy visually to see the cages that get lowered in and go on forever. But you are now building something in the name of, we're an earthquake country. In the name of safety, you're building something that's 10,000 times as strong as it needed to be. And by the way, the former structure just had piles, telephone poles going into the ground, like the pier does.
Yeah.
There's a quarter mile away. There's a pier that was built in 1905.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
There's no caissons.
Yeah.
There's no cement. It's just piles.
And I thought the Coastal Commission wanted reclamation. I thought they wanted us to build stuff that the ocean could take back when it wants to.
So in the name of safety, uber alles, this homeowner's going to put $2.5 million into the ground before they can start building.
Yeah.
And it is the structure of this is mind-numbing. And I don't know, you have to picture 6-story buildings in the ground, 30 of them.
Ugh.
30 of these holes, 30 inches wide, cages. I took a couple of pictures. Andrew pull a cage up for you whenever he returns.
These are like rebar cages kind of thing?
Yeah, sorry. We won't we'll find the peanut in the book, Andrew, who may have left. I don't know. I don't feel like leaving is a good thing. Dawson does
You don't
it
know.
sometimes.
It could be an emergency.
It could be an emergency, but
No, I'm just trying to find the book.
I know, but if you check the clock, that's not going to happen right now. But it'll happen maybe next show. The book, I don't know. They used to be on
that was a compliment, Andrew, just so you know.
Yeah, they used to be on the computer, but I guess they're not on the computer. Someone has to physically get the book. I don't know. Anyway, Andrew, show Drew the picture of the rebar cage. That's what I'm saying, because it's mind-numbing when you realize what we're doing in the name of safety. And then
Cleopatra's obelisk.
Cleopatra's obelisk?
Like 6 stories high, and they couldn't get it to stand
Oh,
up.
what I'm saying to everyone is they go, you know what my mom, oh, no, forget about my mom. You know what Jane Fonda would say? What's wrong? So what?
More. Need more.
We need more.
More.
Why not? What's wrong with being safe? And the answer is, I'll tell you what's wrong with it.
Oh, my God, look at that.
What are you looking at, Drew?
I'm looking at a mile of rebar, it looks like. It's just these tubes that are rebar, the metal where the concrete's going to be poured into it. But it looks like a quarter mile. It's crazy.
It is going off into there. That's 6 stories. It's getting lowered into every hole.
Crazy.
And then nothing will protrude past the ground. That crazy? Now, Jane Fonda would go, why not do 7 stories?
Yeah, she who has Ted Turner's money. She doesn't give a shit about...
Right, but so what I'm saying to her is, you could go 8 or 10 stories into the ground, but someone has to pay for that. Yeah. Why should the homeowner have to pay for this? I mean, a commercial airliner could hit it. It would withstand the force. You know, it's just a house. The house was built in the 50s, and it had telephone poles going in the ground.
Made it nearly 100 years.
Right, number one. Well, it would still be there except for the fire that you guys didn't manage took it out,
exactly.
Right?
It wasn't the ocean. It wasn't the water.
Right. And, you know, it's funny. What the city does run is the telephone poles and the electric wires, which are on telephone poles, which are 4 feet away.
Right.
Now that's good enough. Good enough to use the pole for them.
Yeah.
They don't have the money to sink piles, pilasters.
Well, that's the
into
general
ground.
note. The general note is unlimited capacity to ask citizens for money or to demand the money, whether it's in the name of safety and their own investment or to the government.
Right.
And the worst at managing, let's face it, anything, certainly capital. The worst at managing capital. I heard somebody talking today about complaining that Amazon wasn't paying taxes. It's like, because they reinvest in the business. Would you rather that money go to the sinkhole that is government? And by the way, in the meantime, because they're growing so fast, they create $9 billion of taxes for the properties and the employees and create billions of dollars.
I know. These are just simpleton dumbos. All right, Flappers, October 29th, everyone. Coming right up, everyone. And then Boston, that'll be the 6th of November at the Wilbur Theater, which is a great old theater over there. And then Buffalo, New York, Electric City, that'll be the 7th. Go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live dates. What do you got, Drew?
Doctor.com, and look for, on X, at Dr. Drew, look for the streaming show Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday at 2, Wednesday at 4.
So until next time, Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.